Hello and welcome to another Adventures by Train. Today we're going to try out the brand new Lumo Stirling, the Lumo West Coast service from London to Stirling via the West Coast Main Line. Now Lumo have been running for a while now on the East Coast Main Line with their service to Edinburgh, and they have just started a brand new route and a brand new company from London to Stirling via the West Coast. And today we're going to sample it as we're off now to Euston to go and board my train all the way to Stirling. So I'm here at Euston, and just behind me is my train, the Lumo West Coast Stirling service to Stirling. We'll stop at a few stops on the way to Stirling, such as Milton Keynes and Crewe. The service is on a soft launch at the moment with a full launch in July. So I'm now going to board my train before it goes here in Euston all the way to Stirling. So I'm now on the train and I have found a seat. A word to note, the seat reservations are not activated yet, so you can take any available seat on board the train. Lumo run a completely standard class service and no first class is available. The ticket cost me £29.90 and I booked 1 month in advance, and that's for full fare advanced ticket for an adult. And if you got a rail card, get a third off. So it's really cheap. The train northbound leaves at 16:36 at the moment. There's only one train, so peak time leaving London, but £29 you can go to Scotland, which I think is incredibly good value. The trains they are using are ex-East Midlands Railways 222 Meridian class, and they have added an extra coach and called them the Triple to Class 6. So where you can find the train, come and find an available seat and take a seat. The seats are pretty similar to what East Midlands have on their 222s, so they are pretty comfortable, lots of leg room, and there is space for a laptop at every table, including the airline tables. There is a strict luggage policy on Lumo, so do check the luggage policy before you come on board the train. And there is no cabbie bar. However, there is a trolley service after the tickets have been checked, as the onboard ambassadors will do a ticket check and then come through with a light refreshments trolley. Lumo have been running on the East Coast Main Line since 2021, and this service started on the 25th of May of this year as a soft launch. Full launch will take place a bit later on in July, with more services from Euston and from Stirling. I'd always recommend booking with Lumo Direct, as you always get the best fares direct with Lumo, and don't book with third-party sites such as the Trainline. Trainline are a third-party site, they're not part of the railways, and they also charge booking fees and other fees. So I do recommend you booking direct with Lumo. So I'm now going to settle into my journey as we head northbound on the West Coast Main Line towards Stirling. So after about an hour and a half, the trolley did come through the train. It started off at the front of the train and worked its way back. I was second coach from the back, so therefore I was one of the last to be served. Unlike other operators that offer a on-demand service where you can go there anytime you like and offer hot options, Lumo don't. Lumo just offer you basic refreshments such as your cold drinks, alcoholic drinks, snacks. No hot options are available, so if you did want a hot meal or a hot snack, I would advise you get it before you get on the train. The pricing weren't too bad. I got a can of Coke and a Kit Kat, and the price was £3.30, so not too bad for on the train prices. And they take payments, like many other operators, by card and contactless only. So yes, as I'm settling in now to my journey to Stirling, if you did want refreshments that are a bit more substantial than the snacks, I would advise you getting something before you get on. There's ample opportunity to do so at Euston. So as I continue my journey north to Scotland, I will pay attention to the left-hand side of the train, facing the direction of travel. As we come through Cumbria, you do get some wonderful views there. We'll very shortly be going into Scotland. We are almost at Carlisle, and then in Carlisle is the last station in England before we go over to Scotland and serve our Scottish stops. Eventually, Lumo would want to run 4 daily trains in each direction from Stirling to London, and London to Stirling, and even serving stations that have not had a connection to London before, such as Whiffleet, to get a service to London. As I mentioned earlier, the service was extremely busy, and it's emptied out a little bit now, but there's still a fair few people using this service, and I think this will really take off once we get to know about it. As I said, the cheap fares are really appealing to most people. The services on board are very limited, the Wi-Fi doesn't really work, and reception is a bit hit and miss on the West Coast Main Line, and the trolley service, as I said, only sells light snacks. But the trolley service is really cheap for trains. So yeah, this is just like a Ryanair of the railways. I'll put it like that. A Ryanair of the railways. If you want a proper service with hot food and everything like that, and regular trains, you use the more expensive Avanti West Coast. But if you want no frills, cheap, comfortable seat with very limited refreshments, gets you to A to B quick, and a little bit longer, but cheap, then yeah, certainly do use Lumo, and I will give you my overall score of the Lumo West Coast Stirling service at the end of this video. I thought I'd give you a bit of a tour of our coaches. Each coach has only two table seats, one here and one there, on a full-length coach, and a number of airline seating, half face one way and half face backwards. There's ample legroom at each seat, and a space for a laptop, as we found out earlier. The charging sockets have moved on the train and are now situated in the middle. You get the plug socket for the UK, there's a USB-C and a USB-A, and there is 2 per seat. Toilets are located at the end of each coach, with a accessible toilet in the end coaches. So yes, overall, it's very basic, but it does the job. So I've now arrived in Stirling in Scotland. The train was 39 minutes late at one point, but we've only arrived a few minutes late, and it's caught up a lot of time en route. So it does mean there's a lot of slack in the timetable, so if you are late, I would not worry. The journey was really good. I really did enjoy my journey there. Staff super friendly, absolutely no problems with the staff. Every staff member I've seen has been super friendly. So overall, I'm going to score it after each category. So for the staff, 10. For the value for money, 10. Facilities on board, I'll give a 7. The Wi-Fi was very slow, and reception on phones was very intermittent. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Catering, I would give a 7. I don't like trolleys on a train. I'd prefer somewhere to go buy stuff, and the refreshments were very limited, but very cheap. Comfort of seat, I'll give an 8. The seat was quite comfortable, and no problems for the journey time on the train. So there you are. That is my view of the Lumo from London, Euston to Stirling. As I said, 4 direct trains will go eventually from here to London and vice versa. Do book with Lumo's own website to get the best value fares. And I thank you for watching this video, and I will see you again on another Adventures by Rail video. Bye bye for now.